I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that there are challenges to AB-5. All right? Olson v. State of California was filed in Central District, California in federal court. That is the Uber and Postmates lawsuit. They are suing to void the California law 2750.3 as unconstitutional. They're going to have a tough time. Their basis for unconstitutionality is a challenge of arbitrariness, claiming that the exceptions are too arbitrary and make no sense. That's not a bad constitutional challenge if you're talking about an individual. I think they're going to have problems because essentially a state can regulate companies any darn way they want. And there's no such thing as arbitrary. All right? We had an entire industry leave this state because our former governor did not like the batteries that electric cars, didn't like the manufacturer of the batteries, but loved the electric cars here, right? So we could do anything we want to other companies. I will also tell you that Uber and Postmates have pledged $90 million to put up their own California propositions, and I have no idea what they say. I don't know if that's going to be an exception that they're getting for themselves to operate. I don't know if it's a proposition that totally eviscerates 2750, but $90 million is a nice sum of money to start with when you're doing a California proposition. And then lastly, remember we talked about all of those lobbyists and all of those exceptions? They're going strong. Anybody who didn't get an exception and has money in a lobbying effort, they're lobbying now to get more exceptions, okay? So this is the status of where we're at. I don't think it's going away. There are 6 other states analyzing this and thinking about adopting it. That's the last I heard. All right. Now, I will tell you, I'm coming to the end of my talk. I've told you a lot. I've given you a lot of information here today. All right? I don't expect you to assimilate all of it. That's why I gave you a handout. You can take it home, take a look at it. I will stay around. Bill asked me to stay around afterwards to answer any questions you have. I will do that. But there are, if you only have 2 takeaways from today, if you only have 2 takeaways from today, I hope you have more, but if you only have 2 takeaways from today, this is what I'd like you to take away, all right? Number 1, the labor laws have changed. It's that simple. You need to either comply or at least know your company's unique exposure if you don't comply. All right? This is what prudent business people do. We don't do it by guess and by golly. If we make a business risk, we make a knowing business risk. All right? So I highly, highly recommend if you use 1099 contractors, get an analysis of those contractors, especially if you use them to any significant amount. Number 2, the labor laws are myriad. They are complex. I already told you, I think that if you don't have a professional HR specialist, you're in violation. Some of those violations can be incredibly expensive. If you don't have an HR specialist in-house and you don't have an HR consultant, I highly recommend one. I know a number of them. I can recommend them. The one that I have the most respect for is Be the Change HR. I will tell you, Leilani is here today with me. I asked her to come. Listen, get yourself an HR specialist. You'll save yourself a lot of heartache. And with that, we're done for the day. I will leave you with one thought for the day. And that is, I grew up learning, and it was always very clear to me, and my dad made it clear to me, that it's better to be lucky than good. I buy into that. That's okay. But we all know luck runs out. So be good, okay? Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Lee.
Welcome.
And before you go, I'm going.
Got a quick question.
Yes.
Okay,
Go.
we have 2 minutes. Go ahead. Okay.
Give us the 12 criteria for business.
The 12 criteria.
All right, it's in your materials. If you look at the code section, I in fact circled the 12 criteria for the business exception because I knew everybody would have questions about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Question, have you heard the latest on the trucking?